having more income isn't only about lifestyle. What if it's about greater impact and greater generosity?
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
Welcome to another episode of Life's Inside Track. I'm Yetta Dekker.
And I'm Ken Dekker.
And it's where we get to share techniques, thoughts, tips, tools, truths, and tactics that we all need. We all deserve. You, I, everyone. So we can turn our house into home, our families thrive. We build wealth wisely through real estate. And in this, number 5 of 8 in the Wealth Formula Expanded Journey, we're also going to increase much better use of the money we do make.
Yeah.
Even when we have an increase.
It's shocking that we're at week 5 already in our 8-week journey. This is amazing.
It is.
Yeah. And Sarah and David, they started to realize through Zayn's teaching and mentorship that earning more money without actually having wisdom simply multiplied their mistakes.
Oh, and just increased their lifestyle, but got them in deeper debt and deeper trouble.
So Zayn helps them see the purpose of income is growth in the stewardship of it and not just your status or your lifestyle.
And so he starts to teach them by examples of his own life and the concepts of how to make yourself more valuable, yes, at work, whether you own a business or whether you work for someone else, learning and improving your skill set and your abilities within that position or even getting a new position will increase greater income. But what if you didn't use any of that income toward an improved lifestyle and simply used it?
Or a small amount.
Yeah, none or small. And simply used it maybe to accelerate the debt repayment that we talked about in week 4, right? In the last week of November, if you're staying with us in real time. And this is the first week of December 2025, or they're all on our YouTube channel and you can watch them at any time you want. And watching them in order might be valuable, but also, as you said in the last one, watching the prequel can sometimes be kind of fun. And maybe you're already 3/4 of the way through the journey in your own personal life. So you just need to touch up or refine or tweak things rather than start from the beginning.
Yeah, and Zayn explains in the book that most people don't plan out their growth plan. There are ways to be more valuable, either to, if you're an entrepreneur, to your clients, there's ways to become more valuable. And more valuable might be completing a task quicker, still excellent quality, but maybe you know what the problem is sooner, faster, and you can fix it faster. You actually make more money because the client's paying for the result, not the number of hours it takes you to give them that result, typically. Like even a car, like a GM, for instance, would say, to change this item in a vehicle, they will allot half an hour or an hour to the mechanic, right, for that job. But if the mechanic can do it in 15 minutes or 30 minutes instead of an hour because they have special tools, they've experienced how to do it simpler, easier, better, they make more money. And the client's happy because they get a good car.
And they get it quicker, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what he's teaching. And he's teaching that becoming more valuable, maybe it's your employer. It's maybe learning on your time, earning on their time, but learning on your time so that you can be a better asset for them, more valuable. That's how you make more money.
And when you have the more money, maybe it's what I know one of the things we did is we paid down our mortgage much faster than we ever could have because at that point we did not change houses. We stayed typically in homes around 15 years, somewhere either side of that at this point, except the very first one, which was just our foot in the door. It probably wasn't the right choice, but it gave us the experience. It wasn't the best choice even in the moment, maybe, except I'm going to say it was the best choice because it taught us how to be a homeowner instead of a renter.
And it was what we could afford to get into at the time.
And it was better than nothing. And since then, though, even though we're realtors and people think, well, you must move all the time. No, we don't, because we know that staying where we are actually serves our wealth building much better. Now, we do buy other property that is an investment, which we'll get into in the later segments or in the later episodes of the Wealth Formula Expanded Journey.
Right. And you might remember that we used a jar system for a while. And the jar system was a percentage system because we were on commission-based income. We wouldn't know exactly how much we were going to be, but we could kind of base it on a baseline and anything else was bonus. But we did percentages. So what Yetta was saying was when we earned more, because it was a percentage we put into the mortgage jar, there was extra money in the mortgage jar, and we were able to make prepayments and pay it down quicker and save on interest because that money was there. Same thing with things we wanted to save to buy. We got to buy them sooner. Things that we wanted to build, like our wealth account, it grew faster. Like everything multiplied except for our lifestyle, because we purposely we had a good life. We don't need to change our lifestyle very much.
So even in the jar system is the generosity jar, the giving jar and the offer jar. So we had two different ones, really. One that was the regular tithe, the 10%, but the 10% became greater as we earned more. So it was actually easier to be even more generous because we didn't shift necessarily our lifestyle. We shifted what we were giving, and the amount became bigger.
Changed, the percentage didn't.
Right. The percentage stayed the same. And then we had our offering jar, which was above and beyond, which might be for charity, might be for gifts, might be for additional offerings to our local church. And so it really created an opportunity to be generous. Now, that we didn't learn that the first time. No. This was not a learning we got solid. And even when we did learn it, we did slip back. Like, I wish I could say that once we learned these concepts, that it was a straight line forward, that it was onward and upward and no deviation, no setbacks, no sideways or backward steps. That would be delusional for me to say. Yeah,
it was 3 steps forward, 1 to the side, 2 to the back, and then forward again. And it looked like a zigzag, but the point is, if we didn't have a point we were heading to, we would never have gotten it there.
Right.
Having a plan of what we wanted to do accelerated our ability to get there. And so if you want your copy and you want to learn from Zayn with this great book, you can get it on Amazon.ca. You can order a paperback, or you can get like an electronic reader copy for a lot less money. Or you can come to our office at 5 Corvus Court between 9 and 4 weekdays. And
then he'll even autograph it, or I might. We'll make sure you get your copy in a way that feels good to you, and you get a little extra inscription if you like that.
Yeah, so it's interesting that Zayn had the wisdom to help them with their lifestyle and their habits first before teaching how to increase the amount of wealth they get, right? The amount of money they receive. Because until you know what to do with it, making more money is not going to solve your debt problem. It's just going to accelerate, right? So income without intention drains and it reduces whereas income with purpose multiplies. Does that make sense? Did I say that right?
I think so.
Okay. So we're glad that you're joining us because we love helping people build wealth wisely through real estate because it's about much more than just the money.
Moving forward with the Dekker team.